The next set of filters are sharpening filters, and that's always been a problem, hasn't it, with photography? Is taking an image in focus, but if it isn't in focus, photoshopping it into focus. Let's get something straight right up front. You can't focus a two-dimensional image. That requires optics and three-dimensional shapes. What you have is what you have. What we can do is fool, smoke and mirrors, the human eye into seeing something more in focus, if you want to use that word, by creating a better distinction between areas of the image. In other words, getting rid of the areas of the pixels that, in a sense, blur that area. Tightening those areas up. That's what sharpening does. We have actually several options. If we go to Filter and we go down to Sharpen, we have Sharpen, Sharpen Edges, and Sharpen More. I'll let you play with those. Basically, they have no control. They do it. If you don't like it, tough. Smart Sharpen and Unsharp Mask are the two that actually have controls. Let's just look at one, and that's Unsharp Mask. If we go to Unsharp Mask, you will notice in Unsharp Mask that indeed it does look sharper over here. If I turn that on and off, you can see it does look, to my eyes, sharper. We do this through amount, radius, and threshold. Amount is the percentage of shift. How aggressive can I get in making an edge look like an edge? The higher the amount, the more aggressive. And you can see it's making everything sharp now. Even places on her face I wish it didn't. Radius, how many pixels can I use to make the edge? If I move it this way, you can see I'm getting more aggressive. Threshold, think of it this way. There are shifts in brightness between pixels. How much of a shift in brightness constitutes an area that I can make into an edge? If I move threshold up, it becomes more tolerant, which means the image will start to go out of focus again. If I go less, that means no tolerance whatsoever. If I take these back down to about 40, let's try about 40 and about 3 or 4 on the radius. This area right here is actually getting sharper. This area is getting too sharp. Here's a trick. Let's get out of here. Make a copy of Pretty Woman. I pick on her a lot. I'm going to press Control J. That's the quickest, easiest way to make a copy of an image. This is the one that we are going to apply our sharpening filter. Go up to the word filter again. Go down to Sharpen and select Unsharp Mask again. We'll leave the settings where they are. Again, too much here. OK over here. Click OK. Create a layer mask. Let me move this over so you can see it easier. Create a mask on that layer. Click this button right here. Boom, you got a mask. Make sure your colors are white and black. You'll get them just by clicking this button right here. Come over here and pick up the Marvelous Wonderful Gradient tool. Click this button here and make sure you have the upper left-hand corner gradient, which is foreground and background color, and make sure you click this gradient, which is a linear gradient. I'm going to turn off Pretty Woman so you can see the effect. Make sure you have this mask selected. You'll see a line around it. If the line's around here, you need to click once over here. Watch what happens when I get here. Now, white's on top, so we're starting on the right. I'm going to hold the Shift key down and start dragging from here to about here. What's happening is the image is slowly going transparent based on the mask. Now, I need a little bit more than this, so I'm going to start actually about here. You can redraw it. I'm going to go to about here. What am I doing? This is the over-sharpened one. These are the areas I don't want. These are the areas I want. If I recombine it and turn it back on again, watch what happens when I turn it on and off. This area gets sharper. Nothing happens over here. I've controlled the Unsharp Mask filter by creating a copy and then controlling the copy with a layer mask to overlay the original. Total control, Unsharp Mask, using a layer mask on the original layer.